guys, I'm going to do a video, obviously, and this is what I read in 2023. I know the year isn't over yet, but odds are my reading will be over. Well, here, let me show you. The last book I'll probably read this year is this one, if I can get it out of my purse. I'm going to cover up the barcode because it has where I live. Not like where I live, but the city. It's called Guest by Mary Downing Hahn. I'm about halfway through with it. Yeah, so this will probably be the only book I'll add to the list by the end of this year. Yeah. So now for the books I've actually read and finished. You like this cardigan? I got it from American Eagle. So no particular order. This is Life with Billy, written by Brian Valet, maybe? It's about a woman that shot and killed her abusive husband. It was made into a movie as well. It's a true story, really sad. Yeah, really sad. I give it maybe a 6 out of 10. 10 being really good, 1 being bad. Next, I read The Manhattan Hunt Club by John Saul. John Saul is my new favorite author. This book was about like a guy that was falsely accused of beating and assaulting a woman in a subway station, and as his punishment, he was basically put into like a Saw situation where he had to he was like put in the deep tunnels of like a subway station in New York, and he had to get out without being killed by other people that were trying to kill him, and they made it into a game basically. So I gave it an 8 out of 10. Next book is called Second Child, again by John Saul. You'll see most of these books are by John Saul because, again, he's my favorite author. So this book is about a girl that loses her mother and her stepfather in a house fire. And because of that, she has to move away with her dad and her stepmom and her half-sister. And things get bad. That's all I'll say without spoiling it. I give this a 7 out of 10. Next book is The Right Hand of Evil by John Saul. I don't remember a lot of the plot, I'll be honest. I read it kind of toward the beginning of the year, but I remember liking it. I get most of, because as you can see, like, these are worn books. I buy most of my books on a website called thriftbooks.com. I'm not sponsored, of course, but I like their books. Good quality for pretty good price. And again, like, they're not super beat up. I mean, you can get them, like, there's, like, you can buy acceptable quality, good, okay, whatever. But I've never had a problem with it. I've never had a book that I couldn't read, is what I'm saying. Next one is also by John Saul. It's called Creature. It's about, I don't know how to say it without spoiling it. I don't know, you'd have to read it yourself, I guess. It's a little dusty. Next book, let's move on to, where did let's move on to the books that I don't have, but I read. I either don't have them because they were library books or because I gave them away because I didn't really think I'd read them again. So first, the most recent book I finished is called What We Saw by Mary Downing Hahn. Mary Downing Hahn was my childhood favorite author. I remember me and my best friend at the time in elementary school, whenever we would have a library day, we would go to the section with Mary Downing Hahn books and just read or pick out a book and we would read it. And sometimes it would be the same book so we could like compare how we liked it and all that. But I liked the book. It was all right. Did I rate Creature? I gave it maybe 5 out of 10 if I didn't. With Mary Downing Hahn, I wanted to read it mostly just for nostalgic reasons, and it's a new book, a book I haven't read before by her. But but it was nostalgic to read one of her books again. But I give it like a 4 out of 10. It wasn't as good as I remembered, but you know. Next one is called Recipe for a Perfect Wife by Karma Brown. It's like, again, I read it toward the beginning of the year, so I don't remember too much, but I remember not liking it very much. So maybe 3 out of 10. And the last one I don't have to show you is called Gang Leader for a Day, and the author's name I can't pronounce, but I'll put it somewhere in the video. And it's about I believe he was like a sociologist or something, and he was in like, I think it was Southern California or somewhere in California, and he met gang members and he became part of their gang as like a not an experiment, but just to see how it was to talk to them, get to know them, so that he could like write a report for his college class. It was interesting. I had to read it for my own college class last year. But it was, I mean, it was interesting. I didn't mind it. Sorry about all the cuts. Okay, I gave it maybe 5 out of 10. But again, I don't have it because I donated it. All right, next book is called Brainchild by John Saul. It's, again, I'm not really sure how to describe it without spoiling it, but this kid gets, I think he gets into a car accident. He basically dies, but then, a really special, I guess, surgeon does surgery on him, and he survives it, sort of. You'll have to read it to know what I mean, but I give it a 9 out of 10. Next, I read The Burning Bed, written by Faith McNulty. Have you guys seen the movie with like Farrah Fawcett and I don't know who plays her husband, but it's a good book, again based on a true story, where this woman kills her abusive husband by burning him alive in his bed. Yeah, but it's a good book and a good movie. And this is like one of the books I got off of Thrift Books, and it's like in perfect condition. The jacket was like kind of beat up, so I took it off, but the actual book, but the book itself is pretty good quality, as you can see. Hardly, like, it looks brand new almost. So the rest are John Saul books. This is When the Wild Wind Blows. It's like when the wind blows, this woman does things to children, like harms them. That's all I can really say without giving it away, if I didn't already. But I give this 7 out of 10. And then, like I said, some I buy off of Thrift Books, some I buy like at a local used bookstore. Sorry, I thought I heard a dog out there. Next one, John Saul, Comes the Blind Fury. I can't remember what it's about. I read so many books, they all kind of merged together. Trying to peel off the tag, but of course it ripped. Not the book, but you know how it is. But I remember liking it. See, this is like, it's from Thrift Books. However, I know I just said that they're good quality. They usually are, but this one is coming apart a little bit. So just be aware of that. I mean, considering like this is probably like $2, so it's like, I think it's a good deal. Next one is called Nathaniel by John Saul. Just about like a legend. Again, I'm not good at describing things without giving away the whole thing, but it's a good book. His books, I think, are messed up, and like they're more gruesome. For example, if you're more used to Mary Downing Hahn, because like her books are like more young adult level, even though they're scary books. So these are like messed up, It's like gruesome details and like creepy and just grotesque. But yeah, I think it's good. I give it 7 out of 10. And last but not least, Midnight Voices by John Saul. This one is really creepy to me. It's about a woman who her husband is murdered by like in a mugging in New York, and she remarries to a guy, and they move into his apartment building, and she has 2 children, by the way, and creepy things are happening, and then really creepy things happen at the end. I give this a 9 out of 10. So that was like 14 books. My goal this year is to read 15. So if I finish the book I showed you at the beginning, the Mary Downing Hahn book, did I say the name of it, by the way? It's called Guest. It's a story about a changeling. Is that how you say it? Basically just like beings that replace babies or something like that. I don't know. That's what it's about. So if I finish it, I'll reach my goal of reading 15 books this year. So I'm sure I will, because I'm halfway done with it. It's a pretty easy read. So, but yeah, that's basically it. I love to read. I want to like make more book videos in the future. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.